Hello. Welcome to Fun to Tester. Today we are going to discuss about a HTTP delete method. So in HTTP delete method, we will see request structure of a delete request, idempotent and security consideration and how delete request basically works. First, understand purpose of a delete request. So let's say, for example, we have created some resources and we wanted to delete those data from the server. For that time, we are exposing HTTP delete method. Let's understand this with an example. So on Instagram, let's say I have posted one photo and on a Fundu Tester Instagram page and I wanted to delete that. Then by that time, what I will do, I will go to the profile section, I will select the photo and then I will delete the photo. So basically, indirectly, I am hitting a HTTP delete method. We'll see with another example. On a cart, I have added one mobile phone and now I want to change this mobile phone. I don't want this mobile phone because of some reasons, and then I wanted to add another product and then I wanted to place a order. So there is a button. Remove. Basically, if I click on the remove button, so what it will do, it will delete the product from the cart. So basically, I'm performing a delete operations. I can do the same thing using a API as well. So let's see how it works. This is the base URI of a HTTP delete method. So what we have to do, basically, this is the first part is a base URI and later on the next part is a delete product from a cart. This is an endpoint of a delete request. So like every HTTP method, the name has to be meaningful. If you are doing some delete operations, then it will be delete image, delete quantity or delete product or something like that. If you are updating anything, so it will be update quantity, update image. If you are adding something, then it will be add image, like that. So in industry, developers and testers in general, it will be like a naming convention. And now we have to update the product. So we have to pass some value. Why? Because if I say this is my hand or if I say this is my watch, then I have to do some propriety. How can I say this is my name? If I have purchased the product, then I will have a bill with my name which will have a mobile number. So similarly, if some user has created some product or if some user has added some product to the cart, so there will be some product ID or unique things. Using that we can identify that data. Otherwise, watch owns multiple people, then how can I say this watch belongs to Nissan? So similar way, if some user has added a product to the cart, then there has to be some unique ID or some unique value, so which is basically a product ID. So what we have to do, we have to basically use the flipkart.com and then we have to add delete product from the cart, which is an endpoint, and then slash we have to pass a product ID. So it will be like a product ID will be like here it will be like 123. So product ID is 123, then it will be like this 123, and then we have to pass the headers. For a delete request, it won't be a body or it won't be a parameter. Sometimes this will pass as a query parameter or a path parameter, but most of the cases it will be like a path parameters for a delete request. And headers we have to pass because we are performing some delete operations. So we cannot go to the Flipkart or we cannot go to the Facebook and we can delete someone user ID. It has to be some credentials. So we have to pass a headers. In headers, we have to pass basically a token. There has to be a token and then content type of a request and some other parameters will like this. We can trigger the delete request, and after performing a delete request, we can see on a card the product has to be deleted. So this is how delete things will work. Now we will see the another property which is a idempotent. Like other HTTP method, get request is also considered as a idempotent. Why? Because the same API I can hit multiple times, because the ID 123 is already deleted from the cart. So if I hit this request, I will get an error message from the next time onwards, but it won't affect anything on the server. So that's why I can say that I can hit the delete request multiple times. And the next part is a security consideration. So when we are using a delete method, generally it recommend to use a encrypted connections like a HTTPS, and we have to pass a tokens along with the delete request. Otherwise, everyone should not able to access the delete request. So I hope it is clear about the delete request, and if you have any doubts, feel free to ask me in a comment section, and don't forget to like and share this video with your friends. See you in a next video. Thank you so much.